In the dictionary, it says that play is a pleasurable activity undertaken for no apparent purpose. I think Brian Sutton Smith got it absolutely right when he said, the opposite of play is not work. The opposite of play is depression.
It's 5 to 8 times as many children today suffer from major depression or from a clinically significant anxiety disorder. Correlation between the decline in play, which seems to be roughly linear, beginning around 1955 on through today, correlates very well with the roughly linear increase in anxiety and depression.
And yet, for some reason, they're still not happy.
So the internet is not evolving at random. It's because of this race for attention.
Play is under attack in our society.
Most of us in this room, we grew up when what John Dewey described as informal education was still alive and well. Informal education is that time out of class, mixed age. It's the way groups teach their newest members the social norms. It's where we learned empathy and teamwork and leadership. It's where you have those experiences that actually ultimately teach you that, generally speaking, success comes from a whole series of failures. Informal education, just like Dewey predicted 100 years ago, the structure has really fallen away. Our society has changed. And kids come to school without those basic skills. They come to school not really knowing how to play.
We have play in which we've basically drawn up all the lines.
And if you find kids outdoors at all, is they're wearing uniforms, they're on some kind of manicured field, they're following the directions of adult coaches while their parents are sitting on the sidelines cheering their every move. Play, by definition, is self-controlled and self-directed.
We know that individuals who play frequently are more likely to have a really good sense of trust.
A sense of trust. This then has a positive effect in other ways, because once people have this sense of trust, they feel like they can take chances. And once they start taking chances, that increases the novelty. They start to create new things. Their creativity rises. And ultimately, that elevates their engagement. And then that cycles back through and creates this virtuous cycle where they have more co-ownership, connection, trust, and so on.
We know that they have a greater facility when it comes to self-regulation or to conflict resolution.
What's happening is, because we're allowing unfettered access to these dopamine-producing devices and media, basically it's becoming hardwired, and what we're seeing is, as they grow older, too many kids don't know how to form deep, meaningful relationships. Their words, not mine. They will admit that many of their friendships are superficial.
It's changing the way we have our conversations. It's changing our ability to have the conversations and relationships we want with each other.
Play matters because people matter. And it reminds us of our interdependence. And it gives us a chance to really see other people. Teachers at the schools where play was brought in more thoughtfully rated bullying 43% lower than at the schools where there was no change. That's not what we're building when we're building schools. That's not what it looks like. We're building schools where, when you talk about control, it's about controlling kids, not about giving them more control.
And yet, the hue and cry that we hear everywhere is for more school, not for more play. And we've really got to change that.
And it's no wonder then that when the students come into our rooms, they're actually, the questions that immediately come to their mind are questions about score. How do you keep the score here? What are the rules? What are the guidelines? What do I need to do? This is not opening up to that intrinsic motivation.
So we have to work extra hard to find ways to teach them the social skills that they're missing out on.
What makes something better is connection.
It's about a heart connection with the people that we love.
You can't live at all unless you can live fully now.